Hi guys, happy Halloween. This is my high holiday. We have a lot of fun stuff planned for today. I'm sure you've probably already seen some of my costumes from the weekends and this week. I have a few more to debut before the holiday is over. And then of course the Christmas season is here just to prepare you. The second Halloween is over, it's going to be full on Christmas. We've pushed it far enough into the end of the year. Just prepare to hear Mariah Carey every day. But hope you guys enjoyed Halloween week. And I hope you enjoyed the World Series, which was not quite as thrilling for Yankees fans as we all anticipated. I am always rooting for a game 7 in any of these series as long as the team that I'm rooting for wins. In this case, I didn't really have a team, but I guess I'll claim the Dodgers because I live here and I've been in LA for almost a decade. However, I need to talk about the Yankees fans for a second. We will get plenty of breakdown of the World Series and how it went down and coming back from a 5-run deficit, all that fantastic stuff. But my takeaway is we need to bring back violence because wow, few things in sports irritate me the way that fans physically getting involved in the game or touching players or throwing things at players or harassing players to the point where players want to fight them because they're calling them slurs or any other number of things. The situation with the Yankees fans and Mookie Betts infuriates me. Now, obviously, I have brothers that played. I was an athlete. My nephews play Division 1 football. I feel very strongly that if this was my family member, I would be at your house. But Mookie Betts is not my brother. However, I still feel very strongly about what happened. I hate when fans do this. Fans think that they are a literal part of the game. You're not. Your contribution is your presence, your voice, and that's it. You can make noise, you can clap, you can have a noisemaker, you can hold up signs, you can wave, you can do the wave, all of those things. You can sing songs, be involved in the game, right? Create the atmosphere. But that atmosphere is not touching players. The situation with the fan interference with Mookie Betts and them holding onto his wrist and then the other guy grabbing his other wrist is so beyond crazy to me. These people are the worst. You're the worst. You're the worst. What is your contribution to society? Straight to jail, throw away the key. It drives me absolutely insane. Insane that people behave this way. These players are professional athletes. You are paying to watch them, not to touch them. And the way that people do this and act as if they're the tough guys, get down on the field then. Get down on the field. Get out on the court then. Get out on the field then. You will very quickly find out that professional athletes are built different than you. I don't care if you think you're bigger than Mookie Betts. You're not bigger than the entire team. I can assure you that. You don't want smoke with an entire baseball team. You're not getting out of there alive. I can promise you that. Not if they're actually doing what they would do to you if they weren't going to get sued or thrown out of the game or suspended. You're not tough if the person that you're picking on or bothering or harassing or touching cannot retaliate against you. You're the weak one, buddy. You're the clown. You didn't achieve anything. You're not tough. I cannot say this enough. This was remember the time where this was happening a lot with Russell Westbrook and fans were like walking up to him after games and getting in his face. Stop playing with that man. Leave that man alone. You have no idea how big Russell Westbrook is. He could pop your head off of your neck. And I don't care. You were in some fights in college at the bar, and you don't know if that guy fights MMA. You know how I know that guy doesn't fight MMA? You know how I know that? No, I know that because someone who is actually a professional athlete would never behave that way. You know how I know that those guys aren't tough? Because a real tough guy would never behave that way. Would never risk it. Okay. Would never feel the need to prove anything like that. If you do that, I don't need to ask further questions. I know you're a punk. I know you're weak. Stop doing this. Stop touching players. It drives me so insane. As someone who has been in physical altercations before, I can assure you that if you are touching someone, you are provoking someone who cannot retaliate, and you know that, you are the lame. I hate it. The audacity is tremendous. It's Hall of Fame lame. If there was any fear at all from these fans that they would get their ass whooped properly, they wouldn't do anything. They do this nonsense because they know the players won't do anything. This is not the 80s. This is not the 90s. In 1981, Reggie Smith from the Dodgers went up into the stands at Candlestick Park to fight a fan. He was ejected from the game, and the fan was arrested. Nobody's risking that. No player is risking that. Mookie Betts is not going to risk getting suspended or kicked out of the World Series on behalf of these guys. So, of course, he's going to react properly, which is what he did. And he's better than me because you two got to come down on the field. We're onto the field. On the field. Now let's find out how tough you are. Now, you want to touch players? Let's return the favor. Mookie admitted last night in an interview, he said he told his wife that it was the second time in his life he ever wanted to fight someone. So he's the one that showed restraint, not those two bozos in the stands. Outrageous. And one day, they're going to pick the wrong one. And I think you know whose side I'm going to be on. It's going to be the players. Because why are you touching them? Keep your hands to your fucking self. It's not complicated. Every day, wake up, wash your face, splash a little water. Oh, what am I going to do today? Well, I know one thing I'm going to do. I'm going to keep my fucking hands to myself. That's what I'm going to do. It's a really good rule to live by. Because one day, someone might not return that favor. And it's going to be an L for you. Because people who walk around with the knowledge that it could be hands-on at any time do not behave this way. Just so you know. I hate that. Hate it. Okay, so I want to talk about Tua. Tua was asked about a botched snap in last week's game, and he had a response to this question that I really just do not approve of. So he said, it's as simple as catching the ball in the gun. I would say I'm a pretty good shortstop guy. I have pretty good vision. I have pretty good hands. I'd like to see a lot of other people go in the back there and try to catch that ball too. You've seen it. It wasn't Brew's best, and Brew knew he can be better. It wasn't my best as well. But I'm saying, to give perspective, it's not as easy as what it looks like sitting down on your couch eating chips. Well, Tua, I'm sitting on my couch eating chips because I'm not a professional quarterback in the NFL. So that's where I'm supposed to be. You, however, just signed a 4-year, $212 million deal with $167 million guaranteed. You make $53 million a year. You're supposed to make it look easy. We know that it's hard. That's why they run you that check. We are on the couch eating chips, not getting $53 million a year. You're getting $53 million a year to make it look easy. That's the exchange. We know it's not easy. If it was easy, they wouldn't pay you $53 million a year because the people on the couch eating chips could do it. That's how it works. I don't like when players insult fans like this. Obviously, we are on the couch eating chips. Us sitting on the couch eating chips, watching you, and then going to the games and then buying merch and supporting the team and talking about the brand and going to events, and buying season tickets and buying corporate sponsorships. The fans, those are the people that create the environments for the owners to make money to then pay you. That's why they're on the couch eating chips watching you. And they're allowed to be frustrated. And Dolphins fans particularly have the longest stretch in the NFL without a playoff win. So maybe less talking about fans eating chips, which are delicious, one of my favorite snacks, and more making it look easy. Because you guys aren't making it look easy right now. The Dolphins are not making it look easy. They're making it look very hard. And they have the Bills this weekend and could very easily and likely will go 2-6, which essentially means that the season is over. Again. So, yeah, make it look easy and stop insulting the fans for being on the couch eating chips. No, we wouldn't be able to catch that ball. That's why we're eating the chips. You get $53 million a year. You are supposed to do that. Don't insult the fans in that way. It's who is that for? And of course people are frustrated. Dolphins fans haven't had something to be excited about in a very long time. They're excited about you. We're excited about Mike McDaniel. And then once again, it's a disappointing season. And the season is likely, as I have said, the season was over the first Bills game. So Bills may end the season twice, and this time for real, because you're not climbing out of a 2-6 hole in the AFC. So don't talk about chips. You're supposed to make it look easy. I would not have benched Anthony Richardson. I am very conflicted about the situation with the Colts. Now, there's a lot of conversation about why he was benched. Obviously, his play is not to the level that they would want. Okay, given. He's not developing as fast as they would like, given. He's dealt with a lot of injuries. His development hasn't come along as quickly as they thought it would. He was a not extremely experienced, not polished quarterback coming out of college. So one could say that you would need to be extra patient with him, considering that he did not have a lot of experience in college and he was probably slightly overdrafted. So this is kind of what you signed up for, which was a project and not a plug and play, immediate, polished professional like we're seeing with Caleb Williams and Jaden Daniels. But benching him, I think it reeks a little bit more of there's something else going on here than it's just his play. Now, obviously, the headlines from him saying that he was tired and he needed a playoff, that probably didn't help things. And as a young player, I would advise young players to not be so honest with the media. Maybe dial it back. Maybe don't reveal that you're checking yourself out as a quarterback because you need a break. Even if you're a running quarterback, quarterbacks are protected. They're put in this whole other category. They are not allowed to be touched. No one wants to hear that. So maybe just tell like a little white lie, like you were cramping or just something we can't verify. But don't be so honest with the media. I just don't think it's just that. I think it is. It seems that there is more going on than just his play or just that he checked himself out. Like, for them to bench a young player like this, I think it's a very dramatic move. They know it's going to be a story. They know that people are going to talk about it. They know that people are going to have questions. And you're kind of admitting that you made a mistake in some ways. Like, I didn't agree with them benching Bryce Young either. Joe Flacco, I understand. Like, Joe Flacco is a veteran quarterback. He can make these throws. He can come in and make it look easy in contrast to a young quarterback that's struggling. But where are you going to go with Joe Flacco? And don't talk to me about the playoffs last year. Okay. We've got to be serious. Joe Flacco against the Texans, they lost 45-14. Okay. He had 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions, a QBR of 56. He was sacked 4 times. Let's be serious. We're not going anywhere with Joe Flacco. Okay. You may win a couple more games, pretend to be in the mix. But Joe Flacco is not a long-term answer. Anthony Richardson is supposed to be your future. So if you're bailing on him, that's a pretty big statement. But if he's a young player who needs help learning how to be a professional, learning how to deal with the media, polishing up his game, then that's what you need to work on. But I don't agree with benching him. I feel like it feels very dramatic. It feels too soon. It feels like a failure on the Colts' part to develop him. And Flacco is just not a long-term answer there. So it seems like it's all very reactionary and too soon. So the Cowboys are unraveling. It's all going downhill very quickly. They have a tough matchup coming up this weekend against the Falcons. I don't know how much I trust the Falcons, but they're playing really well, and Kirk Cousins is on one of those roles that he gets on, at least during the regular season. So things could get bad to worse pretty quickly for Dallas, but this interaction with Trayvon Diggs and the reporter, it's really showing how much things are starting to crack in the walls in Dallas. And it's it's happening in a way that I don't know that I've seen over the past decade. It feels more serious. It feels more not permanent, but you know, Dallas will go through some adversity, right? Dallas will have some moments where Jerry will snap back or a player will snap back. But this year, I think after paying Dak, after talking about the contract all off season, after paying CD and talking about that contract, after not getting Derrick Henry, after the slow start, after the horrific loss in the playoffs last year, it just feels a little different. And Trayvon Diggs not even getting out of his jersey, out of his uniform to go and approach a reporter about what he said on Twitter. Twitter is a wasteland. Twitter is useless. What are we getting emotional about? Emotion? I'm the only creature that's allowed to have emotions. Okay, I thought men weren't allowed to have emotions. All right, I'm being sarcastic, but like, if we're going to be emotional here, let's address this as an emotional situation. Why are these emotions happening? It seems like there is just a complete. They're just a ship out to sea with no direction. I hate it for Mike McCarthy, who I think is a great coach. I hate it for the talent that they do have there, and I've seen this team be competitive and be dominant, at least during the regular season before. And it just seems like the pressure from Jerry, the frustration from the fans, the moniker of America's team kind of slipping away with the rise of the Kansas City Chiefs and that dynasty. And we've now had multiple dynasties since the last time that the Dallas Cowboys were dominating the league. It just feels like it's all happening very quickly, and it's all getting very, very spooky around there. And interacting like that with a reporter, of course they're saying negative stuff. You're losing. Of course they're not actually out on the field. That's why they're reporters. But things are going badly. Adding to it by having that interaction, to me, is just showing how bad things are getting. All right, let's get to some YouTube comments. Thank you guys so much for subscribing and liking and sharing and commenting. So want to react to a few of them, as we always do. Steve Santiago, Daniels and Quinn are a lot like Stroud and D'Amico last year, the perfect combo of rookie quarterback and new head coach. I really like that comparison. Dan Quinn has been a head coach before, so I do think that's why I liked that hire so much, because I know the experience and the level that he can build a franchise up into. D'Amico was a first-time head coach and obviously has done a tremendous job. I think they're just in different spaces as far as like where they were coming in. But I do like that comp, and D'Amico's done. He should have been coach of the year last year. It was a complete farce that he wasn't. In Club Magazine. Hi, In Club Magazine. Is a Hail Mary luck or skill? It's both. They practice it a lot. There is a system to it. There is a setup to it that they practice. There's positions, they do run through this, and there is a way to do it. And as Michael Irvin was explaining, it's on the quarterback to give the players enough time to get down and get into position. And sometimes you don't obviously have the opportunity to do that because the line hasn't held up, and amongst other things. But I think it is much more skill than it is luck. Obviously, things have to bounce the right way, but if it's executed properly, then it's definitely something that they practice. Rodolph Hernandez D1DU. Sorry, I don't think I'm saying that right, but I think that Joy is 100% correct. Perhaps Aaron Rodgers realized that his time has ended and he decided to retire. LeBron also needs to know his time is over. Okay, well, I would say LeBron is playing at a much, much higher level than Aaron Rodgers is right now, and I don't think that LeBron is going to let it completely slip away. I think this is his last year. Aaron also his last year, but I think physically and the situation that he's in is forcing him to retire. I can't see Aaron coming back for another year. But I think they're in totally different situations. LeBron is still playing at a super high level. Junior LW1SF. Why do you think the Packers didn't give Rodgers free reign over the organization of the team? That's why he left. He got what he wanted, and the Jets were stupid enough to give it to him. Correct. They were stupid enough to give it to him. And they were stupid enough to give it to him knowing, or at least being unaware, one of those two, that he is not a culture builder. Like, the Packers are a really well-run organization. They have a good culture. They win all the time. They're winning now. Rodgers was not the catalyst of that. He's not known for being a leader and a galvanizer of men. Like, that's not what he does. Brady does that. Matthew Stafford's going to a really solid situation. That is my thing with the Jets. The Jets were not a solid enough situation to bring a personality type like Aaron Rodgers in and expect him to turn everything around. Zelf GL4RZ. Oh, I've been waiting for this video and you finally giving the Lakers their flowers because I heard what you said after we fired Darvin Pockets Ham. Put some respect on our name. Okay, relax. Relax. I am a Lakers supporter, right? Obviously, I'm a Heat fan, but I'm in LA and I'm at a lot of Lakers games. I have a lot of respect for the Lakers. Well, it's early, but your guys are doing good. You guys are doing good. Good start to the season. All right, I'll let you have that one. It's a little early for the respect on our name thing, but I appreciate you. It's Smitty, Joy on point always. That statue is bad, not Sean Taylor bad, but bad. It's hurting my spirit. Yeah, as a Heat fan, as a Wade fan, it's hurting my spirit. But he seems to be okay with it. So I think we all have to submit that he likes it and it's his statue. So that's where I am with it. Thank you guys for joining again this week. Make sure you subscribe and share, like, comment. We'll get to some more of your comments next week and enjoy the Halloween weekend and be prepared for a lot of Mariah Carey on Friday. It's here.